Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Laura Borland, and I'm so excited to share with you how you can own a franchise and be in business in the comfort of your home 3 days from now. Seriously, for less than the cost of two iced coffees from your preferred coffee shop. After this presentation, I'll be sending out a replay link, so please feel free to share with friends and family who have been yearning to be in business for themselves too. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get started. So by the end of this presentation, you will learn how you too can own a franchise that makes you $200 per day and growing, how to do this for under 1 hour per day, and how to build your base of repeat customers. 45 million. Can you guess what this number is for? We're going to be revisiting this later, but I'm going to explain to you what this number represents. And if you're trying to guess this number, this is a daily number. I'd like to preface this slide by ensuring that we're all aligned on this. $200 a day is not going to happen on the first day, but if you follow the simple, inexpensive marketing steps I'll outline later, you can set it and forget it. Remember that slogan? It was for that rotisserie bake machine. I can't remember what it's called, but trust me, you can set it and forget it once you follow my steps. So even though this is a business webinar, I want to share some personal things about me. I am Laura Borland again. I'm based in sunny South Florida. I've been here for 30 years. And if you don't know South Florida, it is pretty much an adjacent city to Fort Lauderdale, which is our most popular um, city in this particular county. And in the top photo is Sean, who is the other founder of Village. And this photo was taken the night we met 10 years ago, and we've kind of been tied at the hip ever since. And then the photo below is of a few of my former students when I taught high school. They're all grown up now, and I left teaching some years back to work as a quality engineer and a tech manager, but teaching has never left me. So I'll tell you about Village in more detail as we progress through this presentation. So to give you some context about where I believe the world is going, there's a phrase I coined called unstoppable knowns, right? So these are things, phenomena actually, that are so obvious to us that they're coming and there's nothing we can do to prevent it. So as a society, we'll have to adapt. So I'm going to date myself a little bit here. But I grew up when there was a manual typewriter in my home. Then we had an electric one, then a word processor, then a computer, then to a laptop, to now a tablet, and now smartphone. The evolution and the revolution were inevitable. And so are these two unstoppable knowns that are on the horizon. Here's an unstoppable known number one. Brick and mortar shopping is gone. Retail stores and especially malls are going away. It's just a reality. You can walk through any mall at any given time to see the number of vacant spaces available. And I'll give you an example of that that I observed. Last Christmas, during the week leading up to Christmas, I went into a mall that has been a staple here, Broward Mall, and it looked like any Tuesday morning during a regular time of the year. It was desolate. When I say no one was there, no one was there. And this is the week leading up to Christmas. Here's further proof. These retail chains were staples in every major city in America. Payless, Sears, Kmart. They all filed for bankruptcy and are gone. And I often wonder what will become of these huge buildings which, house these businesses when they're all empty. I'm hoping that maybe we can put that back to some green space. There's fingers crossed. And here's an unstoppable no, number two, which brings me to my passion, which is the gig economy. The gig economy is growing. And here's how we know that. As automation increases, we're seeing where more Americans are being squeezed out of industries that once served them. So we're now checking out our own groceries, which reduces the number of cashiers needed. Like, think about autonomous vehicles that are being tested now, which will reduce the number of truckers required to deliver our goods. There are so many examples out there that I can name. It's not all doom and gloom. As a society, we're going to have to be creative with the way we choose to earn a living. Take, for instance, these brands. What's in common here is that these gigs have revolutionized industries. Uber and Lyft have disrupted cab companies, Airbnb, the hotel industry. And it's attractive to do these gigs because they offer what most of us want. We want the freedom to determine the hours we work. We want to know, we can how much money we can earn, right? We can determine how much we want to earn. And we can do so in multiple ways to benefit the lifestyle you want for yourself. So what's going to be the next game changer? Tan, ta-da. It's logistics. Here's what we know. The logistics companies do everything seamlessly. They pick up from the seller, they move freight effectively and efficiently by air, by sea, by land. They get them to distribution points for delivery with the care and attention deserved. All done expertly, right? Until they have to hand it off to the end receiver, and then it all falls apart. Let me show you what I mean. Does this look familiar to you? This again is where the logistics supply chains fail. They're failing for a number of reasons. There are just too many packages, too many stops. There's a limited number of drivers. There are finite number of trucks. It's a huge carbon footprint, and most deliveries are unsigned. I can go on, but pay attention specifically to the photo on the right. These are packages left outside of the mail pickup area of a community that I visited because they do not have enough lockers to secure everyone's deliveries. There's a niche, and we're going to be filling it. So a little bit more about the logistics and delivery security space. Did you know that 45 million, that number we mentioned earlier, 45 million packages are delivered every day in the United States, and this has doubled from 23 million 4 years ago. Did you know that 20% of American families have reported a missing delivery in the last year? And almost 3/4 of those deliveries are made at a time when no one is home to sign for it. As we think about this, as logistics companies try to deal with this uptick, they're increasing their carbon footprint with more trucks. But think about this. How many false claims are being made to retailers and delivery companies about packages being non-delivered and stolen? I've personally had items showing up as delivered from, let's say, Amazon. And when I advise Amazon of this, like my package is in here, they send another one out. They're working off of an honor system. But how many people are truly being honest? How much are companies like Amazon and UPS and USPS and FedEx losing by getting more trucks, more drivers, and increased loss and damage claims? That's why we created Village, to fill that missing gap in the logistics delivery space. Village, my friends, it is not a gig. It is a micro franchise, a turnkey, non-seasonal business that you can get started within 3 days. It is legal, and most importantly, it's a well-needed service for every community in the US. So before getting into Village and why we started it using the micro franchise model, let me share with you the concept of micro franchising. This is a new concept in the US. It's only about 7 or 8 years old. But this has long been available to people living in developing countries as a low cost of entry for people wanting to work under a central brand. So, as a micro franchisee of Village or with Village, you'll be operating a package receiving location under the Village name and branded as a Villager, which is a trademarked name for Village package receivers. So, how did we start Village? So, one morning, Sean, the cable guy, and Laura, the product manager, were getting ready for work when we saw another news story of someone's package being stolen from their front door and the video footage to prove it. We thought, with the number of packages that we receive on a daily basis, that wouldn't it be great if there was some person who was retired, home in the day, who could receive it for us? And Sean's response was, yeah, but you order so much stuff that now you'd be abusing the relationship. And I said to him, so what if we could monetize it? And that was how Village was born. And, it took us a number of years to get this business going. Sean and I are working folks. So we took our time bootstrapping this business. We had gone through the trademark process. We tried to keep it a secret because, we just kind of felt that people who had deeper pockets and a wider berth of resources could easily, take our concept and run with it. And, we actually went through a process where we had to rebuild the app itself. But now we are excited to offer this scalable business to everyone. So we chose the micro franchise method as opposed to a subcontractor method because we wanted two outcomes really. We wanted to create a turnkey business with a low point of entry, as we wanted our villagers to be seen in their neighborhood as proactive heroes, right? On the leading edge of where the world is going, and under a central brand that they could feel comfortable with. They could say, I own a Village package receiving location, as opposed to I'm a subcontractor of a company. So why the name Village? Well, there are a couple of things that Sean and I believe in strongly. One, the power of the community to solve big issues. And next, also technology used ethically should foster relationships. We've become so isolated as a society in terms of how we communicate with each other, right? So Village allows for us to reestablish those relationships with people who are in our neighborhood. So as you can see on the right-hand side, beauty with a Village micro franchise is that you get to name your location. So this is one that's based in Florida. So it's Village at America Pro Market. My particular location is Village at Sunrise. You determine the amount of capacity you want. So you can say all packages or you can say small to medium. Maybe you don't have the space to accommodate something like a large television. So you can determine how much you want to take in. You set your hours of operation so people know exactly what you're about. And only after a customer selects your address and they pay the $3.99 to $5.99 for the service is your full address revealed. So your business name, Village at America Pro Market, unique tracking code, which is like a 4-letter tracking code. That is what the customer will fill in the shipping address name field. The address would be yours, and all that remains in the back office. And then the $3.99 or the $5.99 that they pay for the service is held in your back office. Once a package is received and signed for by your customer, you automatically get $3, $4, or $5, depending on the cost of the service, and Village retains 99 cents. It's a very clean, seamless business. It offers a lot of transparency, and I think it would be beneficial for you. So I want to break down a couple of business myths which are out there. So here's one. Home-based businesses don't work. 45 million reasons why this statement is wrong. Online is growing at an exponential rate. There are 43,000 zip codes in this country. which means that on average, almost 1,100 packages are being delivered in your zip code alone every day. The village service is again $3.99 to $5.99 every time an address is generated. And as a villager, you make $3 to $5 per package, which is a 75% to 86% in revenue. Can you see yourself receiving 20 or 30 of the 1,100 packages moving through your zip code daily? What would that mean to you financially? Here's another myth. You can't make money from receiving deliveries. Oh, yes, you can. Absolutely. Every box on this bookshelf is $3 to $5 of revenue for your business. Also remember that you're not limited to packages from USPS, UPS, FedEx, Amazon, and DHL. Anything that is being delivered in your neighborhood should be housed with you. Food, groceries, prescriptions, flowers, legal documents, you name it, it should be with you. It takes a long time to get started? I think not. It's quite simple to get started. We want to know three things in order for you to become a village micro franchisee. One, do you own your home? Are you home during the day when 70% of packages are delivered? Do you have a smartphone or tablet to take photos of the deliveries coming through? And you just simply fill out, and if you meet that criteria, just fill out the Villager application at www.village.net, consent to a background check, and once approved, you're in business. The turnaround time from the external background check company we use is 3 days. The second we get that approval, your switch is on, your location is live on our map. You're good to go. So, another myth, franchises are expensive. Not the micro franchise model. This franchise is not. It is less than a 2 for $20 meal at Applebee's. You can get started again in 3 days. All right, here's another myth. Once you own a business, you never stop working. This is also a very, very big misconception because the only time you'll be working is during three instances. One, taking photographs of the deliveries you're receiving from the courier before signing for this. And this is critical because this protects you from claims that you damaged their goods because of the date time stamp on pictures. The second instance you'll be working is matching the photographs you just took to the pending arrivals in your back office so that an SMS can be automatically generated to your customer advising them that their package is here and they have 48 hours to pick it up. Your home is not storage. It's 48 hours or you're sending it back. And third, giving the customer their package and having them sign in the app that their package is in the condition as depicted in the photos from the SMS. And once you close that out, once you get that customer's signature, your funds are dispensed to you. Another business myth, you have to be skilled to run this business. This micro franchise is available for anyone with any skill set to use. The app is simple and easy to use. Any retiree, wounded warrior, veteran, stay-at-home parent, parents who homeschool their children, persons with disabilities, virtual employees, online college students, adult caregivers, anyone, and I mean anyone can do this. We created this app with the simplest ease of use. And here's how I've managed to get $200 per day with my village business. I had to communicate with my neighbors. It's a new concept, but village is about relationships. Hey, I noticed that you shop a lot online and I'm concerned that your packages might get wet or worse. Someone might take them. Well, guess what? I'm home and I can receive them for you through my business village at Sunrise. So it's going to run you about $4 to $6 and you'll get photographic proof of delivery. But you can also use things like door hangers, right? And canvas your neighborhood in that way. I put a village logo on my door. A mailbox can also work too. So let them know that you are the neighborhood watch for anything that is being delivered here. And the cost, and kind of give them the value add to, the cost to keep it outside and the inconvenience of one, it getting destroyed, or two, stolen, and that the time spent trying to, deal with claims and try to get a substitute for that. And not only that, too, the worry when, you know your stuff's outside and you haven't gotten it home quite yet, those things aren't necessary. That's the value of Village. So let me ask you a question. If you could be in business for yourself with a turnkey micro franchise that you get to name your business and set your hours of operation, you get to help law enforcement by reducing the petty crime of package theft so that you can focus on more pressing so they can focus on more pressing issues. If you could operate your business under a growing brand while being the hero of your neighborhood, all while earning $200 a day in a market that will continue to grow, is $14.95 too much to get started? There are only two choices here. Option one, you can do nothing and not take the leap of faith and kind of shelve that dream of owning your business. Option two, invest today in securing your micro franchise and get that return back, that return on investment on the first 5 packages you receive. It's very quick, it's very simple. So which do you choose? Coffee or business? Thanks for listening to my presentation, and please follow the link to www.village.net. Again, it's www.village.net. Click on the I Want to Be a Villager button and complete the short application. And remember that if you submit any questions to me, my team and I can answer them and we'll respond to you privately. But please, again, feel free to share the replay link with anyone you know who has been dying to start their own business and have just not had an opportunity to find something that is simple and easy and turnkey as this is. Again, thank you for your time, and I look forward to having you as my newest villagers. Take care.